Marketing is about values.
Nike didn't call me and sell me this in a catalog. I bought this swoosh because it's ingrained in my soul.
When you have a product that really resonates with customers, the word of mouth grows like wildfire.
Welcome back to the 10-Minute Marketer. Logan and Max here you again this week. We are changing up the format here, and we are making sure that we're giving you bite-sized tips in 10 minutes or less that you can implement quickly. This week, you can take a playbook or a tip that we're giving you and put that to use in your own marketing. And with that said, we want to do something we've done recurring on the show is make our 5-second bet with you. If you subscribe or follow the show, whatever platform you're on, and you share this podcast with a friend, we are betting you that by the end of this 10 minutes, you will actually have had something of value and you'll be rewarded for that follow and that share. So we're going to count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Hopefully you did that. And if we lose on that bet by the end of this episode, you haven't gotten value, you haven't felt prompted to share it with a friend, hit us up. You can hit @MarketingMax on X, hit me up, Logan Lyles on LinkedIn, and let us know how bad the episode sucked, how we can do better, and how we can win that bet in the future. All right. Housekeeping out of the way. Max, you were telling me a story earlier this week about a client you were working with who was struggling with getting different sorts of leads, getting good and bad fit leads from different channels. How did that conversation start before we unpack what people can learn from that and maybe even apply some AI to avoid this problem?
Yeah, well, if you're new to the show, you will know that, or you won't know that one of my businesses is what's called Max's Team. You can learn more about it at maxes.team. Not a promo for it, but just saying what we do is we generate leads for people via newsletter. So we run Facebook ads to your target ICP, inviting them to sign up for your newsletter. The moment they sign up, we qualify them as a lead. If they're qualified as a lead, we put them into your CRM. We encourage them to book a sales call with you. Regardless, we write a weekly high trust, high value add newsletter on your behalf and send it to them to build trust. That way, when they are in the market to buy or when they do become qualified, they purchase. The results are amazing for most clients, not all, of course, but the results are pretty amazing. And one of our clients reached out and said that, you know, the leads that they're getting from the newsletter are super high quality because we're running ads scraped to, we scrape their target audience from LinkedIn. We run ads to them, and then we immediately qualify them by asking them a couple questions, what their revenue is, how many team members they have, if they spend a certain amount on whatever our client's thing is that they sell. But they were saying they were struggling to get leads from their YouTube channel, from their Twitter account, from their LinkedIn account, even from their blog that matched the quality of the newsletter. And so they were like, hey, can we jump on a call? I know this is kind of outside the scope, but can we jump on a call to discuss, you know, what you guys are doing well, and, you know, use kind of Marketing Max brain to apply that kind of thinking or logic or strategy or whatever the kind of secret sauce is there to the other channels that we're using to get higher quality leads that are actually in the market to buy what we're selling and who qualify for what we're selling. So that's the backstory of kind of the insight and what we uncovered and how we used AI to do it.
Yeah. So where did you start when, you know, you guys then hopped on the call to determine, okay, what's really the problem here, and then how can we start to solve it?
Yeah, well, they mentioned their YouTube, they mentioned their Twitter, they mentioned their LinkedIn and their blog. So I opened up all of them, all 4 on a tab, like a new tab, and I shared my screen. And I immediately we sat in silence for a couple of minutes as I just kind of read the bio of their YouTube, the bio of their Twitter, the most recent posts on their LinkedIn, and then their most recent blog articles. And then immediately it hit me. They have zero continuity about what they do and who they help across all of their marketing stack. Even their website, which we pulled up, so I guess that's the 5th thing. Like, the website didn't clearly explain exactly what they do and who they do it for. And it was like mind blowing because it was, I mean, at first it was like, oh, well, why don't we just take the language that's working really well for the newsletter ads and on the newsletter landing page, and why don't we put that in our Twitter bio? Why don't we put that in our YouTube bio? But the way that the way that the best marketing message, any one of you who's listening, the way that your best marketing message translates to YouTube is different than how it translates to Twitter, and it's different than how it translates to your blog, and it's different than how it translates to your LinkedIn post or whatever it is. And so what we ended up doing is we copy and pasted all of their bios and some of the more recent LinkedIn posts and blog articles into ChatGPT. We took the best performing ad that we run and the best performing landing page headline that we run or that we've seen in our A/B testing that we drive the Facebook ads traffic to. And we put it all into ChatGPT. And the first thing we said was, tell us the difference between what Max's team has written and is finding success with and everything else. First, just like identify the differences. That was like
I like that step as opposed to just putting everything in and saying, give us an output. Oftentimes when we're working with ChatGPT or any sort of AI platform, we jump too far and we forget that we can use it kind of as a thought partner. We can use it as a sounding board in steps along the way. So instead of, hey, do all this and then give me this output, insert yourself back as the human as it does kind of its thing, which is analysis, summary, scanning lots of information, looking for patterns, and then organizing that, right? Use it there, but then bring it back to your intuition, right? And have it give you something that then you can iterate on and feed back to it. So anyway, I just wanted to call that out because I think that's a really important step in this.
Yeah, I think I've talked about this a little bit on the pod, not too much, but I always like to think step by step. If I was trying to teach an intern who knew nothing about marketing or nothing about whatever I'm using ChatGPT for, like have them come to the conclusions on their own, because it makes the next kind of step even better. So don't just have it rush. It's going to give a longer answer and it's going to do more work telling me the differences between them instead of just saying, can you rewrite all of this? So the first step is, can you tell me the differences? And it very quickly identified something that I have talked about on the pod a lot, which is my favorite all-time messaging template, layout, structure, whatever you want to call it, specifically for B2B, but it also works really well for e-com, which is we help X achieve Y. The landing page headline said, we help, and then it exactly called out who their target customer was. We help 7-figure marketing agencies. And then it says achieve, right? The actual tagline doesn't say achieve, but like we help X achieve Y. We help 7-figure marketing agencies increase profitability by hiring offshore media buyers, PR people, whatever the different roles are that they place talent for. And so immediately it recognized that. And then it also recognized that all of the blog content that their blog agency or that their SEO agency was writing, all of their YouTube scripts and particularly their YouTube headlines were all, or like titles, the YouTube titles of their videos were all very different and subconsciously would attract a different target audience than 7-figure marketing agencies who are looking to increase profitability. And that was like, wow, okay, so now we need to take this marketing message and we need to apply it to YouTube. We need to apply it to LinkedIn. We need to apply it to your blogs. And so the step next that we took with AI is, okay, now give me 20 YouTube titles that I can go record videos like backwards, right? From the YouTube title that a 7-figure marketing agency owner who wants to increase their profit would watch, and then it spit out a bunch of them. But then the most important thing is those first 20 that they came up with were just kind of general 7-figure agency things that a 7-figure agency owner would want to watch, right? They weren't related to his product or service, which is talent placement.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, give me 20 that would help a 7-figure marketing agency owner increase their profit specifically about talent. It doesn't have to be placing overseas talent because then you're just going to sound like a broken record all the time, but specifically just related to talent. It could be, one of the things they came up with was like 10 interview questions that every marketing agency owner should ask, but isn't asking, right? Like, how do you make it a little bit more sexy, but isn't asking? But all of their videos were about how to increase revenue. But in reality, their best marketing message was profit, and they didn't even say in any of their titles like agency owner or
Right.
seven-figure agencies. They just said how to increase your business's revenue, how to increase your revenue, how to increase your revenue. That's not how these algorithms work. So that is kind of the marketing kind of lesson or tip for today. Use AI to make your business significantly more sticky by making sure that there's continuity across all of your marketing channels. Even if you're not active on Twitter, you're not active on LinkedIn, like your bio or the bio of your company page, right? We help X achieve Y. Everything else comes back to that. So then it gave us a bunch of blog articles, and then we asked it to cross-reference the title of the blog articles with keywords that a seven-figure marketing agency owner would type in who is looking for content related to increasing their profit margin, or or related to hiring overseas talent. And so I think that is an issue that a lot of companies face, that where they don't realize that their LinkedIn profile was set up 3 years ago, their Twitter bio was set up 2 years ago, and they didn't really change it, and they didn't really hone in on we help X achieve Y. It helps signal that you help people. You help people just like them. And that's what everyone wants at the end of the day. They want to know that, like, oh, you've helped people like me before.
Yeah. There's safety in that tribe mentality that's built into us as humans, right? We look for safety in numbers. You walk into a conference, right? And you scan the room for either two things. One, someone that you know directly, or two, a group of people that seem like you that you could kind of fit into, right? Because the last thing you want to do is go stand on the conference floor and just like look around solo, like you're like a sitting duck, right? You know, you're not going to get, taken out, but there's something, almost ancestral in us that's like, okay, I got to get to the tribe where there's safety in numbers. There's the same thing when people are looking at our products or services. Is there safety there in numbers, or am I the one taking a risk and I'm the only one, choosing to buy this product or to, hire this service provider?
I think that's so true. Sorry to interrupt, but like, I think a good analogy of this that's completely unrelated, but we'll get the point across, is I'm a golfer. I want to work with a fitness coach or a personal trainer that helps people with golf, not just any sports related.
Yeah. Because you're like, I don't want to work with someone who like helped Alex Hormozy build his huge physique. Because you're like, I don't want big, broad shoulders. That's going to mess up my golf swing, right?
Correct. Or even just sports, right? Like, I wouldn't work with someone that really helps marathon runners, right?
Yeah.
Like sports,
Different
they
goal.
help athletes. But marathon runners care, to your point, about staying lean and helping work out with cardio and increasing your cardio and everything else. Like, I need flexibility. I need to be like the most flexible motherfucker on planet Earth in order to hit the ball far, because I'm short and I'm pretty tiny, So that's what I need.
And need all the torque you can generate with that golf swing, man. Yeah.
Generate a lot of torque. But I think, for this particular client, all of their content was not relating or not calling out to, not articulating that they can help specifically agency owners. I was literally writing copy yesterday for a new advertiser in our newsletter, and they place video editors. They're also a talent placement agency, interesting enough, but they only do video editors. And their whole shtick on their website, which I think is brilliant, is we only place video editors. We know the tools they use. We know the red flags on their resume. We know what to look for in their examples of their of their portfolio. Like, we really know this inside and out. So we make sure you get the absolute best video editor, not the best talent hire or the best hire or the best candidate that just happens to know video editing.
Yeah.
I think that's so freaking compelling. Again, you don't need to come up with something super unique. You don't have to change your product or service to come up with something really good to fill into those two blanks. We help X achieve Y, right? And then just making sure that your continuity is the same across all of your channels, across your website, across everything else.
Yeah.
That's how you use AI to make your business and really your marketing messaging 10 times more sticky.
Yeah. And make the leads that you're seeing from different channels all more highly qualified, which is going to, decrease your sales cycles. It's going to increase your close rate, increase pipeline, and increase revenue, right? You finally beat it in my head 6 months after hosting the podcast with you. I'm always like, how can I take it one step further to outcomes? So thank you for that. That's what prompted that little aside there. And I would say last pro tip before we let y'all go is, if you're going to implement this quick playbook that Max mentioned, 2 things you can do. If you've written a lot of content on LinkedIn, instead of just having ChatGPT look at your profile page and scan some of your content, you can go into your settings. You can download all of your data from LinkedIn, which you should do for a number of reasons. All of the content you've ever written there, all of your connections. If for some reason you ever got locked out of your LinkedIn account, like I was talking with a client about today where he struggled with that about a year ago.
Wow.
You could take all of that and then feed this in and feed ChatGPT with even more data on that first step. And then after kind of Max's second step here, a third one you could do would be to, if you're having it rewrite the bio, the homepage copy, all of these kind of first hit copy on these different channels, have it come up with copy based on marketers, creators, copywriters that you admire, and say, hey, all right, with all of this, write this homepage copy like David Ogilvy would write it, or write it according to the story brand framework from Donald Miller, or I really like Justin Welsh or Alex Hermosi in the way that they talk about communicating in their copywriting. Have it do that, because it knows what all of those creators, authors, speakers, what their frameworks are. And so leverage those and see what works best. And then you can A/B test those. So we gave you 10 minutes of hopefully some vibe marketing value today, with a little bit of extra on top. Max, anything before we let everybody go?
I love the pro tip, because so many people read all of Alex Hormozzi's content or all of Justin Welsh's content. Like, a lot of people have a favorite creator that they're just obsessed with.
Yep.
Maybe like people on planet Earth think it's Marketing Max. That's okay. But, ChatGPT has all of this information available. They know everyone's content out there. And so asking it to say, okay, if you were Alex Hormozzi, how would you say this? If you were Justin Welsh, if you were David Ogilvy, the greatest copywriter of all time, I think that's freaking brilliant. I'm sure we're over 10 minutes. So we'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Follow and share with other friends, colleagues, coworkers, followers, everything else.
Absolutely.
Anything else?
That's it, man. Connect with me and Max on X and LinkedIn. Make sure you're following along with the show, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening to the Marketing Max show. It takes me and my team hours to produce it every single week, but it only takes you 15 seconds to hit that share button and text it to a friend, drop it in a Slack group, or share it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or any of your favorite social platforms. I appreciate you taking the time to check out my content. Have an awesome day.